KCHW.
Tooele.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. This is Chuck Ritchie here with Sharon Ludwig. How are you doing this morning, Sharon? Oh, hold on. We're having some technical issues. There you go. Can you hear now, Sharon?
Yeah, I heard the music, but then I couldn't hear you.
No, man, it came right down to the wire today. We had, the song was playing and we're trying to get things going. We're having a computer didn't come up this morning.
Yeah.
But that's our problem, right?
No, it's your problem. It's not mine.
It's my problem for tomorrow. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So how you doing? Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. We had 15 at our house for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then 10 of us went up to see Gino, and we played games and took dessert with us up where he's at in Colville.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And where is he? Do you mind saying? Is that okay?
Buena Vista.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we made good on our annual tradition of a ER visit on Thanksgiving weekend.
Ooh.
You know, as usual. This year it was a kidney stone.
Ooh.
Yeah, fun. Not mine, but
Yeah.
yeah, super fun one. So you had all your family come in. That's
some
a lot.
of them. You know, I have one daughter in Spokane that couldn't come. She had pneumonia, and the son in Utah that couldn't come. He lives too far away.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter in Germany that couldn't come. She lives too far away.
Germany's a little far for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That one's excusable. I have no excuse. All my family lives in the Tri-Cities, and I just making that drive this time of year is always iffy.
It's like a 3.5 hour drive.
Yeah. And we went a few years ago on Thanksgiving, and we came back to a snowstorm on the way back that you couldn't even drive. Everyone just was pulled along the side of the road. It was coming down so hard.
Yeah.
It's always kind of a gamble, kind of a Russian roulette when you drive this time of the year on that highway. Because sometimes it's great, and sometimes you get caught.
And you don't want to drive anywhere at night. You know, somebody asked me the other day, one of my daughters, her husband says, "Why do you guys always care about coming into the airport in the middle of the day?" Well, he's from California.
Mm-hmm.
And we were discussing it, and we said, because it snows at night more than it snows during the day. You wake up to snow.
Right.
And because there's deer in the dark.
Well, and if it snows during the day, you can see better than if it snows at night.
That's exactly right.
And I don't know. I don't like that, especially driving from here to Spokane. I don't like that drive at night.
Yeah.
That's why I try not to go during the winter.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and kick things off here. I'll bring you the weather. Looks like today we have a high of 32 degrees with a low of 22 overnight, 31 and 26 for tomorrow with cloudy skies. You know it's going to start on Friday? We were just talking about it.
Snow?
The snow.
Oh.
Yeah, we're looking at snow on Friday with a high of 30, a low of 27. I believe, if I recall right here, let me open it up. It's going to be less than an inch. That's what they're saying. Oh, that's during the day. Then snow showers in the evening and steady snow after midnight. There's going to be some light winds up to 3 inches, they're saying. So overnight.
See, my point.
Yeah.
An inch in the day, 2 inches at night. More snow comes at night.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Saturday, 32 for the high, 25 for the low, and more snow.
Ooh.
So they're only calling for about an inch during the day, maybe an inch overnight on Saturday. Sunday, continuing snow showers.
Oh my.
Yesterday it said rain on Sunday, but now it's back up. Now it's been upgraded to snow. Is that an upgrade or downgrade?
Depends on if you're a skier or not.
Right. Accumulating 1 to 3 inches on Sunday, and some snow showers. Not much in the evening, but it should be by the end of the weekend. We're looking at probably having a pretty good amount of snow on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Then going on to Monday, more snow. Wow. So some snow during the afternoon. Should be very light skiff of snow on Monday, but 1 to 3 inches Monday night.
Yikes.
And
winter is here.
It is. And then Tuesday, That's when the rain's going to come in and start mixing with the snow after we get.
And that makes it so awful to drive in. Yeah.
So we'll probably get about 8 inches of snow over the weekend, and then it'll get rained on.
Oh, wow.
And then get down into the 20s again starting on Thursday.
And then we'll have this frozen, solid stuff on the roads.
Oh, yeah. Man. Not looking forward to that. So school and lunch lunch and breakfast for the school.
Okay.
It's not school and lunch. Breakfast and lunch at the school. Today is mini Cinnies for breakfast with a variety of cereal, fresh fruit, your fruit juice, or your choice of milk. And then for lunch, we have chicken noodles. Is it just chicken and noodles, or is that chicken noodle soup, I wonder?
I don't know.
Chicken noodles.
Because that sounds like a casserole.
Yeah.
Chicken noodles.
Oh, that might be good. So chicken noodles with a biscuit, green beans, fresh veggies, fresh fruit, your fruit, and choice of milk. It always says fresh fruit and fruit with an asterisk. I wonder what that special fruit is.
Probably canned peaches.
That's okay. I like a good canned peach, especially on cottage cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think that's gross, but
no, that sounds good.
I think it's delicious. I like it. Okay, so moving on, we're going to move on to some bits and breaks here. Sharon, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. I'll kick us off with the thought for the day. Handle every situation like a dog. If you can't eat it or play with it, just be on it and walk away.
Oh, my goodness. Sounds like my dogs. Yeah. We were just talking about that. I've got 2 and you've got 3.
I've got 4.
4? Oh, wow.
We have one. I know not everyone wants to hear about our dogs, but he's an older dog. He's 13.
Right. Yeah.
Earlier this summer, he was having some heart problems. Only one half of his heart was working.
Oh, my.
We went to had to bring one of the other dogs to the vet recently, I think last week or the week before. And she was like, oh, so how's Jack? How did things end up with Jack? And I'm like, oh, he's fine. And she lost her composure for a second and stepped back and said, what? He's still alive? And she's like, oh, I mean, wow, great.
Oh, my. What a reaction. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got him on some new medication that snapped him right out of it. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So go ahead, take us to your shower thoughts, Sharon.
Okay. Being rich is basically making mistakes affordable.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's true.
But in my philosophy, you don't learn, you don't grow unless you make mistakes. But if you make the same ones over and over, you're doing something wrong.
You know, I've heard a thing where people with money, real wealthy people, you know, you see parking laws and that sort of thing. To them, that's just the cost of doing it.
Oh.
It's not about being illegal or not. It's like, oh, well, this is $150 to park here.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so they're not concerned with the fines.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Over your lifetime, thousands of people will have seen you from their windows and formed a thought about you without ever meeting you. Do you think that's true in a small community?
I don't know.
Because
maybe
we have neighbors, but we don't have thousands of neighbors. But if you lived in a big city, I could see that, New York or something, or even Spokane maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. See that.
That's an interesting thing, because how many people do we see? I used to love when we'd go to the airport to pick somebody up or take somebody, when you used to be able to go all the way down to the loading, and you didn't have to go through the x-ray and you didn't have to have your ticket.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You could just sit there and watch people come in and make stories about them,
I miss being able to go in and see your friends off in the gate.
Yeah, all the way at the gate, and then when they came back, that was fun.
The first time I was in an airport after 9/11, I didn't know that was a rule, and they just let me go back to the gate.
Oh, my.
To say goodbye to a friend. I had no idea that you couldn't go back there anymore. I just did what you normally did, and then I didn't get on the plane, and the security was like, what are you doing? Why aren't you getting on the plane? I'm like, oh, I just came to see my friends goodbye, and I had a whole team of security swarm me.
Oh, my.
And it was a big thing. I had to go in the office and be interrogated and be like, I was just saying goodbye to my friend.
Yeah, nowadays you couldn't get through without a ticket.
No. It was an experience for sure.
Yep. Okay, the next thought I had while in the shower. Streaming services would probably make better movie recommendations if they analyzed the movies you stop watching 10 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you ever walked out of a movie at the movie theater?
I don't know if I have.
I don't think I have. I think that I pretty careful about what movies I go see that I really want to see them.
Yeah. I've been in theaters where other people walked out.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one of them, about half the theater got up and walked out. It was 28 Days Later, which I thought was one of the best zombie movies of all time.
Oh.
But, my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. When the first baby is born on Mars, we will need to add the category planet of birth to our passports.
I just recently saw a thing. Elon Musk denied the contract to make the first shuttle to Mars.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was given to his counterpart, Jeff Bezos, instead. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yeah, that's one more of those basic things that affordable people think they can do. I mean...
I still say they should have had a cage match between the two of them. That's how that's how they should have settled that one.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. When people say it gets better, half the times they mean you will get used to it. Now, when I read that, in my vocabulary, I say used with a D, and I see it written all the time, use to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say, well, get used to it. Used to it. I don't know. I put a D on it, but it's not really supposed to be there, I don't think.
I don't think it is, Sharon.
I think that I'm weird.
Weren't you a teacher?
No, I was not.
Gina was the teacher, right?
Gina was a teacher.
Okay.
I was a bookkeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close enough.
You don't have to know those things. Just keep the books.
Okay. You get a pass. And
then, do people ever call pet food company hotlines to complain it doesn't taste as advertised? Oh, my.
Wow. I bet you they have.
Probably. Okay, I can't get it to go down. All right. Well, you're going to have to read the rest of them.
Okay. So this is, Sharon told me this earlier. This was her last thought she had in the shower. Your hands will never touch the elbows of the arms they belong to.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's probably not true for everybody, but you probably need to seek medical attention for that.
Your hands will not touch the elbow of the hand. Okay, over here.
Yeah.
They can touch my other elbow.
Unless you have like a broken arm or something.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So this is Hallmark movies in 5 words. Yeah. So
Okay,
these are...
Good, because I can't find them.
Do you watch Hallmark movies?
Well, Gino watches them all, and I come in and watch for a while, and they're all the same.
It's just one Christmas movie over and over again all year round.
Yeah. She or he's in love with somebody who's not good for him, and they go somewhere else and back home or whatever, and they get in love with somebody else, and then they break
Every
up
time.
15 minutes before the show's over, and then they get back together 5 minutes before the show's over.
Every time.
Yeah,
there's always
that's the basic formula.
There's always the plucky friend that talks some sense into him at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yep. Really quick, Sharon, if you use 2 fingers on the keypad there, you can scroll down.
Aha!
Join us next week for computer lessons with Chuck and Sharon.
Oh, yeah, well, that's going funny. Okay.
Okay, so 5 words to describe Hallmark movies. So bad, but so good. I don't know about this, but the second part of that one. They're all the same movie. We just talked about that. Same actors, just different movie.
Oh, yeah,
much.
That's true.
Meet me at the gazebo.
That is too funny. Oh, yeah.
And the last one here is like bathing in hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Every show.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, bathing in hot chocolate?
I don't know, but they serve hot chocolate, and it's so good.
Every time.
Every time.
And the mug outside with the earmuffs and a scarf and usually a red velvet jacket or something.
Yeah, around an outdoor fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually does sound pretty nice.
Yeah.
Did you get back, Sharon? Are you?
No, I touched something and I'm totally lost.
Uh-oh. Well, let's move on. I'll do the weirdest. These are the weirdest superstitions people will believe will bring wealth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear these so I can get rich.
Okay. So about 13% of people define themselves as superstitious, but 35% will act superstitiously if a chance presents itself, like picking a penny up off the ground. These are some more superstitions that people believe will bring them wealth. Do you pick up? I have this weird thing. I don't know if I'd call it a superstition, but if I see money laying on the ground and I don't pick it up, even if it's a penny, I have this like weird notion that the universe will decide that, oh, hey, he doesn't need money because he just left money sitting on the ground.
Oh.
So I pick it up if I
guess
see it.
I don't look down a lot. I look forward.
Yeah.
And so I probably miss money.
Yeah. Yeah, I just pick it up. I don't care what head or tails. That doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to leave it there because the universe will decide I don't need it because I walked away from it.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to work for a construction company. We did a lot of work in malls, and we spent about 3 years working in the same mall. And this older gentleman that we worked with, he walked around with his head down all the time, walking around the mall picking up coins. And he managed to take his wife to a trip to Hawaii every single year, from walking around the mall picking up coins on the mall.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So this one, never leaving bags on the floor. An old Chinese proverb goes, "A purse on the floor is money out the door."
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
A bag. I wonder if there's like your backpack and your purse and stuff.
I guess.
Or like a grocery bag.
I don't know, but I would never leave a bag on the floor because I have 2 dogs.
Appreciating bird droppings, referred to as guano. Seabird droppings were a very important commodity in the 19th century. Guano was traded and sold as fertilizer in many countries. Today, many believe that finding bird poop on your property brings good luck and money.
Oh, I think it just brings a mess.
I should have all the luck in the world. I thought guano was bat poop, not bird poop.
Yeah.
Wasn't that specifically bat poop?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe it's all guano.
Yeah.
It's all guano to me. Burying a St. Joseph statue. The idea that burying a plastic statue of Jesus' foster father will help sell your home faster. Where the notion came from is unclear, but many realtors believe it. The practice became widely popular in the United States in the 1990s. After the house had been sold, it's important to dig up the statue to keep it from changing owners. Never heard that one.
No, me either.
It's probably not good to leave plastic in your ground. If you write a $sign on your hand every morning, writing money or the $sign with red on your right palm every morning before you leave the house for 15 consecutive days, starting with the day of the new moon, is supposed to get you an unexpected amount of money within a few days.
Well, I think anytime you concentrate on something, that you see possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's possible. I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard that though.
I've heard lighting a green candle.
Oh, really?
Or a money candle.
Ooh.
Yeah, and leave a money candle burning in your house for a while is another superstition.
I think it's just more important to be kind, to love each other, and to be happy where you are. You still have to have goals, but money isn't everything.
You also got to pay your bills, though.
Oh yeah. So you got to have a little money.
This one I'm not crazy about. I'm not do you have a fear of spiders?
No, but I don't really like them. I sucked one up with the vacuum the other day because he was where he shouldn't be.
I don't mind them too much. I even let a few of them live in the house,
Yeah.
But not as long as they're not bothering me or in my space, then they're okay. But this one, I don't think I'd be okay with. Finding a spider in your pocket.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, this superstition that a spider found in one's clothing brings money goes back to the 16th century. If you find the spider in your pocket, because this means you'll always have money. Wow. Or it's best to find it in your pocket, because that means you'll always have money.
Yeah, most of us don't keep money in our pockets anymore either.
Right?
It's on a little card.
Right?
Hooked to the bank.
Another similar rule is to never kill a spider found in your house, as you'd be killing your good luck and fortune.
Ooh.
Well, we did have a thing earlier. We counted the spiders that we could see up in the corner of the ceilings in the laundry room. And then we looked up what the definition of an infestation was.
You had an infestation?
And got bad news.
Oh.
Yeah. This one I've heard of. You've probably heard of it too. Having a cricket as a pet.
No, I've never heard of that.
Oh, you've never heard that? Yeah, it's supposed to be good luck. Some people in European countries believe that a cricket inside the house will bring with it wealth and fortune.
What do you feed a cricket? I don't know.
Most creatures that you would keep in a cage in your house, you feed crickets.
Yeah.
But if a cricket, you feed it, there's like gel and stuff that you can feed it, or sugar, or plants or something. I know we had a turtle for a while, and we
A turtle is a lot bigger than a cricket.
Right, but we raised crickets to feed the turtle.
I see. And so you had to feed the crickets to keep them alive to feed the turtle.
Yeah. There's like this special, like, you can just buy it at the pet store. It's like a
Uh-huh.
little block with like this goo in there that you just can drop it in there, and it makes it easier.
Oh.
And they're like egg cartons.
Oh.
Yeah, they like to hide out under the egg cartons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Keeping a jar of pennies. If you keep a jar in the kitchen, it's supposed to bring prosperity and wealth into your home. For similar reasons, you should always have a penny in your pocket.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes in the laundry, and then your mother yells at you because there's money in the laundry. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do. Let's take us to some local stuff, Sharon.
Okay.
We have Melissa coming at 8. She's going to be talking about the Little White Schoolhouse.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, they're doing their fundraiser right now, the Raise the Roof fundraiser.
All right. Today is the 29th, right? Is it?
Yes. Today
Okay.
is November 29th.
So today, high school wrestling starts. But it's away at Lakeside. And on Saturday, they have a wrestling away at Deer Park. So, and it says it's an invite and starts at 7 a.m., so it's probably one of those all-day things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine wrestling at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, but that's probably their way in. I don't know.
Be kind of slow motion, I would imagine.
Yeah, yesterday they had their first basketball game last night. It was a kind of not a tournament, but a showcase where they had Colville, Selkirk, and Chewelah, and it was here at home. And
Cool.
I haven't heard how it went, and on Friday, December 1st, there is a tournament at Northport for basketball. Girls, this is interesting because the tournament's at Northport, but the girls are playing in Chewelah at 3, and the boys are playing in Chewelah at 4:30. So, I see. And then the next day, December 2nd, again the Northport tournament, and the girls play Northport and the boys play Northport. So it must be 3 or 4 teams that play each other in the tournament. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
For people that want to go all the way to Northport. And if it isn't snowing, but you told us it was going to snow this weekend.
I just read the weather. I don't make it.
So this Saturday, Friday, Saturday, we've got a lot of stuff coming.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday, December 2nd at Guess Elementary from 8 to 10 is a breakfast, Pancakes with Santa.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get your photo taken with Santa. Breakfast includes pancakes, fruit, sausage, juice, hot chocolate, and coffee.
You could bathe in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Photos are available for free and provided by the Jenkins Yearbook Club. Breakfast served by the Chewelah Lions Club and the Guess Elementary staff. So that sounds like a fun thing to start the weekend with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that day is also City Sidewalks from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in downtown Chewelah. And there's lots of things going on.
There is.
Yeah. There's vendors at the Creative District. That's at the Aaron Huff Cultural Center.
That's Chewville.
Chewville.
Yeah,
and the Grinch will be there?
Yeah, the
That's
mayor
what I
of
heard.
Whoville will be there.
Oh, yeah. And the Farmers Market has some local vendors that will be there.
Outside in the snow.
Yes, and then at the Civic Center, there will be other vendors inside. There's going to be, am I wrong about that?
Yeah, the Civic Center is going to be the Sugar Plum Market, I believe. And
Okay, yes, I've got that.
Sort of a separate little market.
Yeah, from 10 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's any vendor space left, but Shannon on Facebook Messenger at 208-625-0100 is if you wanted to get into that space. It says, stroll all through town for shopping specials, craft fair, live music, and dance performances, Santa, caroling, and lots of Christmas cheer. And I understand that most businesses are having specials for that day only.
Oh.
That's what I've heard. So
I wonder if maybe we'll get some good soup that day.
Well, I don't know, but wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. Okay. Then coming up, so you know, I've got a couple of things that are coming up. December 16th, Christmas at the Grange in Valley, put on by the Valley Grange Clothing Bank.
Okay.
And they are having a full day of food and fun from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Included in this is a free biscuit and gravy breakfast from 9 to 11.
Oh, cool.
Yep, and craft vendors for those last-minute gifts from 9 to 4. Santa arrives from 10 to noon. So if you didn't get to see him this weekend, he'll be back around after he's off to other cities visiting. He's coming back here in this area.
How does he do it?
I don't know, but he does. Yeah.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, and then there's a chili cook-off. Yeah, so that's a fun thing.
So before you get too far ahead, that was the 16th?
That was December 16th.
So there's another thing that happens the 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Oh,
we should talk about that
yes.
huh?
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about what's happening the 8th, 9th, and 10th also.
Oh, wow, there's so much stuff going on. Do you want to talk about the Christmas play, or do you want me to do it?
Sure, you go ahead.
Okay, so the 15th, 16th, and 17th, KCHW and the Park Avenue Players have teamed together to present a Christmas Carol. And that's going to be live in the studio here, live in the station, in our theater. The 15th, we'll be selling tickets. Will go on sale, I believe, soon if they're not already on sale. I probably should have checked that before I said something on the radio. But yeah, so we'll have in person in the theater here that will air live on the air as it happens in real time. And then that play is going to be moving to the Center for the Arts on the 16th and 17th. To be performed over there. It's going to be, it's really good. And the thing that I love the most about it is we are a radio station doing a radio play of a radio station doing a radio play of Christmas Carol. So it's kind of this whole meta thing. And I went to your guys' rehearsals. You are in it.
I am.
And you're magnificent. And the gosh, it's really coming along well. I mean, there were multiple times in rehearsal, actual goosebumps on my arms. Really enjoying it. Dave Tupek is playing Ebenezer.
He's phenomenal.
Really, I mean, like, absolutely blown away, gobsmacked that we have that kind of talent here in Chewelah. Yeah, and just the whole cast is it's really going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Well, and one thing to remember is it's only one weekend. There's so much going on in December that it's only one weekend.
That's
Park
right.
Avenue normally does 2 weekends, and people see it the first weekend and then they bring their friends the second, or they spread the word. That's not going to happen. You've got to get it in and see the show that one weekend.
Yeah.
And then we'll back up. That I was going to cover those 2 things at the end, but it doesn't matter.
Sorry to cut you off.
That's all right. The 8th, 9th, and 10th is Stage Time's Finding Nemo. And I actually have my Finding Nemo shirt on. I don't know that you can see it.
Finding Nemo Jr.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
Outstanding. And
those shows are 7 o'clock Friday night, the 8th. Saturday, we have a 10, 2, and 7 o'clock show.
Wow.
So if it is snowing, you can come at the 10 o'clock or the 2 o'clock and not worry about going home in the dark.
Yeah.
And those are good shows to go to because they aren't as crowded as the night shows.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, there's a 2 o'clock and a 7 o'clock. So those kids are doing 2 weekends worth of shows in one weekend is what they're doing. Yeah. And I'm helping with costumes, and the costumes are great. They're just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just finished yesterday an electric eel that she's lit up, and she has something in her pocket so she can turn her lights back on and off and stuff. It's just so cute.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. We're just having fun. Gail Sharapi and I are the costumers, and we've been working together for about 29 years on stage time costumes. Yeah.
Well, I saw everything laid out on all the tables last night.
Oh, yeah.
It's a plethora of costumes.
Yeah, and it should be a great show. And, we have parents that come to almost every show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tickets are out at Valley Drug and Acres.
Okay.
And they're online, and I don't have the exact online, but you can go to the Center for the Arts, our website, and you could see there where you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that website is that we can't remember?
Yeah, no, it's Chihuahua Center for the Arts is the Center for the Arts one.
Okay. Is that .org or .com? That's a .org.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You expect me to know these things? Yeah. If I was in front of my computer at work, I could just pull it up. But yeah. And then we just want to remind people to be working on their trash parade, Trash
parade ball costumes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And the last thing is that Biddy basketball. Registration's open now, and it's due by December 20th. If you want your kid, girls and boys, to play basketball, 6 to 11-year-olds, in January and February. It's only $10 each, and the other day I saw somebody said, they were asking about, I don't know if it was soccer or what it was, but it was something they were asking about the day after the season was over. Mm-hmm. So you got to be aware of what's coming up, because those little youth groups, they advertise quite a bit ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you have a kid who wants to be, I guess I shouldn't call them kids, child who wants to be involved in sports, there's so many opportunities in Chihuahua.
Yeah.
For families and for kids and for grown-ups and for everybody. Yeah. Yeah.
We should have some adult sports leagues here. Do we have any?
Well, a couple of years ago, before COVID, I don't know if they've started it up again. They had a soccer league in the summer that they would be out by the tennis match, and I know that they had teams that came up from Spokane, and the people that worked at the Mexican food restaurants had a team. And
okay.
I don't know if all of them were Hispanic or not, but there were quite a few, and there'd be all their families watching and stuff. But it was an adult, soccer.
In Hispanic culture, soccer is
a big deal.
Is king. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. I have a brother-in-law from Peru, and they live, breathe, and eat soccer. It's soccer 24/7.
And then I believe that
football.
I heard via the wind that they're starting an adult volleyball, but I don't have any details on that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, if that's something you're interested in, you need to just ask your friends, get on Facebook, inquire.
I'd like to start an adult recreational league where we play like wiffle ball and kickball and dodgeball, the sports you play in elementary school.
But you can play
as an adult.
pickleball.
I've heard,
it's still on.
That's
right. The middle school, the old middle school.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the old middle school.
18 and over.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what else there is going on, but there is lots.
There is. It's just like, this is a very busy time of year. It's fun to see and fun to do all the things, but at the same time, I'm kind of waiting to be able to breathe again in January.
Yeah.
Can we breathe again in January? There's a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah, you can breathe. You can breathe now if you want to.
There's Winterfest going on in the beginning of February. There's the Creative District has the Light in the Darkness art festival going on, or art exhibit going on at the golf course.
Yep, and Center for the Arts will have one of their singer series nights. And we have a couple other things happening in December. We're going to have a caroling night, and we're going to have a alumni showcase. Those are the last couple weeks of December, so we'll talk about those in a couple weeks. Yeah,
it just never ends.
It never ends. But isn't it great? Because you can go and see, and you don't have to go to Spokane to be entertained. Yeah.
All right, so we have a few minutes to go here until Melissa arrives.
Okay.
Hopefully she'll be coming in shortly, but we will do some fun and games. You want to do some trivia?
Sure, because
ready?
I can't. Neither one of my computers in front of me is letting me do anything.
You can't even cheat.
Yeah. So.
Okay. What do the following words have in common, Sharon? Accent, effort, access, almost, and biopsy.
I was going to start by saying they had double letters, but then you gave me some words that didn't have double letters.
I was thinking the same thing.
Do they? Give them to me again.
Accent, effort, access, almost, and biopsy.
Well, the first few have just 2 syllables, and then you get one with the 3 syllables. That doesn't make sense.
This has to do with the way the letters are arranged.
Oh, are they alphabetical?
They are in alphabetical order. There you go. Nice. Okay, according to a recent survey, 41% of women think it's okay to ask a man what on a first date.
Not to marry him, because that's too soon.
Yeah, no. That would send most people running, I would think.
Yeah. Ask a man what he does for a living?
Very, very close. It has to do with that.
How much money he makes?
Yes. Ding,
oh, my
ding,
goodness.
ding.
That's pretty personal, isn't it?
I don't think that's an appropriate question on the first date,
No.
do you?
No, I don't want him asking me how much I make.
Well, at least they're in the minority, 41%.
Yeah.
Plus, I'd be ashamed to tell anybody what I make.
Yeah, there were years I made nothing.
I just say, I work in radio. I can't afford that. Yeah. So here's a riddle for you, Sharon.
Okay.
I drift forever with the current down these long canals they've made. Tame yet wild, I run elusive, multitasking to your aid. Before I came, the world was darker, colder, sometimes rougher, true. But though I might make living easy, I'm good at killing people, too. What am I? That was a long one.
Oh, it was. So you're drifting and you're killing. It's not the moon, is it?
No,
Moonlight?
No, it's not the moon.
Give me another hint.
Okay. I'll go over some of the key clues in this riddle.
Do it.
I drift forever with the current.
Okay.
Before I came, the world was darker, colder, sometimes rougher. It does make living easier, but it also can kill people too.
The sun?
No. Think about something that runs through current.
Okay, is this electric current or water current?
It is electricity, Sharon.
Okay.
I'll give it to you. So we've got our next guest, Melissa, coming into the studio, and it is time to take our break. So we're going to go ahead and take that break, thank our sponsors, and then come back with Melissa Silvio to talk about the fundraising campaign for the Little White Schoolhouse and the Valley Historical Society.
Nice.
Yeah. So stick around. We'll be right back with the KCHW Morning Show. We'll see you in a few.
Okay.
It's 8:03.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Springdale, Wellpinit.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, November the 29th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. First to Oregon, where nurses who care for patients in their homes are pushing to get their union contract negotiations across the finish line. The details from Eric Tegeroff.
Home health and hospice care workers at Peace Health Sacred Heart in the Eugene area have been in a long struggle to complete negotiations. The nurse's contract expired in April. Jo Turner is a hospice visiting nurse leading negotiations for the Oregon Nurses Association. She says they're holding an informational picket today in Eugene.
The plan is to get the public involved, get them to understand the lack of respect that Peace Health is demonstrating to their home care nurses.
The home care nurses are looking to maintain pay parity with nurses in hospitals. Turner says continuity of care between hospital and home is important. Turner says Peace Health can't take the same approach to negotiate in Eugene as it does in other cities. Peace Health did not respond to a request for comment. For Oregon News Service, I'm Eric Tegeroff.
Now from Yahoo News, former President Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton, President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and all 5 living current and former First Ladies, Jill Biden, Melania Trump, Michelle Obama, Laura Bush, and Hillary Clinton, gathered a memorial on Tuesday for the former First Lady Rosalynn Carter in Atlanta. The former President Jimmy Carter wheeled into the church in a wheelchair with a blanket wrapped around his legs and positioned in the front row. Yahoo notes the last time all living First Ladies attended an event together was in 2018 at the funeral of former President George H.W. Bush at the Washington National Cathedral. And a new report finds Mississippi could be doing a lot more to better serve the people in the state who need long-term care. The details from Danielle Smith.
Mississippi ranks lowest in the nation for the safety and quality of its long-term care facilities and also last for helping people with disabilities in their communities with needs like transportation and jobs. AARP's Mississippi State Director Kimberly Campbell says more than 3 years after the pandemic began, the care resources provided both in Mississippi and nationwide are painfully inadequate.
The state is falling behind most states in efforts to improve care options for older adults. The report sounds the alarm that there's much more to be done to keep up with the rapid changing needs of an aging population.
The only category where Mississippi did fairly well is in affordability and access, with a ranking of 19th. Campbell is hopeful that state and federal policymakers, as well as long-term care providers, can use the scorecard to assess areas of strength.
This is Public News Service. When a Texas woman began her 6-year journey to adopt, she hoped to impact one child's life. Felicia Lewis is now making a difference in the lives of 3 young sisters.
After considering adoption for years, Lewis and her partner Ruth were introduced to the 3 girls, all recently displaced from their birth parents. She encourages those considering adoption to get involved to change a life and see how it impacts yours.
These are children, and it's really important because you're going to be shaping their future, shaping their minds, shaping how they view the world. It is critical that people are just invested in it.
November is Adoption Awareness Month. I'm Roz Brown.
On average, the amount of paid leave employers now have to foster parents is roughly 9.5 weeks. That's up from 7.5 weeks last year. Meantime, roughly 1 in 8 Nebraskans who have experienced hunger is a child. The state has a chance to help their families afford groceries, but must opt in to a federal program to do so.
During the COVID public health emergency, families with children eligible for free or reduced price meals at school also received pandemic EBT to help them afford groceries during school closures and summer vacation. Now the USDA is offering a similar program, Summer EBT, on a permanent basis. At the nonprofit Nebraska Appleseed, Eric Saviano says a huge number of Nebraska children could benefit, but the state must opt in to the program.
It's an option for state to take this program up, and there is a small investment that's needed to authorize it, but it would pull down $18 million in benefits to be distributed to about 150,000 kids.
Saviano explains the state would pay about $300,000 annually in administrative costs, and Nebraska families would receive $120 per eligible child for groceries in the summer. The deadline for states to let the USDA know they're interested is January 1st. Nebraska is not among the 14 states and 2 tribal nations that have signed on so far. I'm Deborah Van Fleet.
Finally, Mike Mullen lets us know if you live in a flood-prone community, soil health from nearby farmland may have something to do with it.
Congress will soon renew debate over long-term farm bill funding, including incentives for producers to adopt practices like no-till farming, which allow the soil to hold more water after heavy rain. Julie Obadinsky is a consultant for the Michael Fields Agricultural Institute and says this isn't just an issue for farmers and policymakers. She says taxpayer dollars come into play when these programs are underfunded.
Some of the costs that they pay because of the lack of investment in soil health practices, especially municipalities, rural communities, even state budgets when they're looking at costs to repair flooding damages.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:09.
Programming made possible by donations from the following.
Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Chihuahua Motel and RV Park. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChihuahuaMotelAndRVPark.com. Chihuahua Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chihuahua.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. This is myself, Chuck Ritchie. I'm here with Sharon Ludwig and our special guest today, Melissa Silvio, with the Little White Schoolhouse and the Valley Historical Society. And Melissa, so you guys are doing your fundraiser this month, the Raise the Roof fundraiser.
We are. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And we're currently featuring the Raise the Roof.
A little closer to the mic there, yeah.
We're focusing right now on raising money for the roof of the schoolhouse. We've made a lot of progress since it was moved back in July of 2020. So we basically have been working on restoration ever since then. So we're to the point now where we're raising funds for the roof, some interior finishing, and then that's our current focus, and then there will be one more stage of restoration, which will be the exterior finishing, different things inside, lighting, getting ready for the displays for the all the museum exhibits, and we will have a small art gallery area as well. So we'll be hopefully getting there soon. The quicker we can fundraise, the better, to get to our goals, and the sooner we can start focusing on just starting the museum, which we're all really excited about, and showcasing some local art and doing we have a lot of fun things planned. So we're excited to get there.
So for the people listening that aren't familiar with the Little White Schoolhouse project, can you give us a little history on it?
Sure. So we are a project through the Valley Historical Society. And Valley Historical Society was formed in 2008. Jackie Franks, who many of you know, is the president. She still is the president. She's co-president along with her grandson, Jesse Clemish. So, and he is our restoration director. He's done a ton of restoration work on the schoolhouse, as well as our assistant restoration director, George Craig. So, but yeah, we have been, the primary focus has been on saving the schoolhouse and restoring it. It's been kind of a long journey of, changes and kind of what we thought we were planning on, but then, kind of making adjustments to that, which kind of culminated in us relocating the schoolhouse. That's how we were able to save it and get it preserved, which we're working on right now. And the community has been super supportive. Both Valley and Chewelah and the surrounding areas have been very, very supportive. We've had a lot of individual support, business support, just general community, positive awareness and support for the project. So we're doing well. We've got a ways to go, but we're getting there.
Very cool. And that is now in its permanent home, correct?
That's right, on the Valley Community Fairgrounds. Yep.
So I want to know if you're going to have outdoor play equipment.
Outdoor play equipment, like the antique kinds?
Yeah.
That
like
would be pretty neat.
And
that
stuff
would be pretty
and
cool.
Teeter-totter and things like that. Yeah.
That's definitely an idea. Yeah, that would be really neat.
Yeah. My mom taught in a one-room schoolhouse when she was 18, which would have been in the 1940s.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And she had fun stories to tell about teaching
I
all
bet.
ages of groups, all ages of kids.
Yeah.
and
What
stuff.
school was that? Where was that?
In South Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
And so again, tell us what was the original location of the school?
So it was, the original location was where it was built on the Valley School grounds. There were several, we're still kind of piecing together the history of the different schoolhouses or school buildings for the Valley District. The very first one was in 1902. There was they say square tower-like log building. We've never seen a picture of that. We'd love to. And then in 1904 about 1904, they built we call it the look-alike schoolhouse. So it looks just like the schoolhouse that we relocated and that we now call the Little White Schoolhouse. But there's slight differences, and Jesse pointed that out. He said, "No, look at the shape of the eaves, and look at there's subtle differences, but it definitely was different. And it was in a different location too, because we can line up in the old photographs the mountains in the background. So that was more towards the north end of campus, where we moved the schoolhouse down that little road onto 231. It was more on that side of campus." And then in 1909, 1910, they built a large wood frame white schoolhouse. And then they actually built the Little White Schoolhouse right behind it as like a little, I like to say like a little caboose, like literally kind of tucked in behind it to accommodate the growing school population. Then in 1917, they built the brick building, which was later expanded. So a lot of people that went to Valley School it was built in 1917. So from, around 1920 until it was, did they take that down in the 1980s, I believe, when they built the existing, the current Valley School, the Valley K-8 school.
Okay.
It replaced that. So anyways, long story short, when they expanded the brick building, the larger white wood structure that the schoolhouse was behind, it would have been the larger building would have been too close to the brick building. So they removed the large white structure, but the Little White Schoolhouse was little enough that it didn't take up, it was able to stay and still, give space for the new building. The new brick building. And then in later years, they used it even to house, like the janitor lived there, different janitors lived there in the 40s or so, 30s or 40s.
Like actually lived there, or that's where the office was?
Yeah, it was actually a home for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it went back to being used as a classroom space. And so it's had a really diverse history, and so now we're, restoring it and
So do you have pictures of the inside at different times through its history?
Not really. We're kind of are on the lookout for more.
yeah.
We have one from the a student that went there in the 1960s, early 60s. Her last name is Bradbury. She went there and has an inside picture at the chalkboard.
Oh, fun.
So we literally have like one inside picture from 1960-61, and then we have a couple from the inside. I do monthly columns for the Silverado paper, and so the last 2 months we've had Spot the Schoolhouses, which is like when it's just a little corner of it or it's kind of hidden in the picture, and we have 2 of those. We only have 2 of those. So we have two porch pictures from the 1960s, one inside picture from the 1960s, and I think the 2 where it's kind of hidden and just like, you know, pretty far away and hidden. One of them was like 37 or 47, and then the one where it's kind of it used to have a back porch on it. The back porch was taken off, but that one I believe was about, we're trying to pinpoint the date, but probably early 40s, 1940s. So it's surprising that there aren't. I'm sure there are more pictures out there. So.
Yeah, somebody's got them in there.
So please look through those
family
old
albums.
boxes. Yeah.
So if anybody out there is listening, if you have any pictures that have the Little White Schoolhouse in it and its original location, send them to the Valley Historical Society or the Little White Schoolhouse.
Absolutely. Or Valley area, Chewila area. We always love to see new old pictures. So. And our people can email them too. So our email is valley.historical.society@gmail.com. So that's one way. We have 2 Facebooks because one is focused more on like the old pictures and old information. That's our Valley Historical Society page. And then we have a page just mostly for the Schoolhouse Project. Probably someday I don't know if we can merge the 2 or we'll, more focus on one or the other. But for now we have Facebook.com/Valley Historical Society, and then Facebook.com/Little White Schoolhouse.
Okay.
/ Little White Schoolhouse. Yeah.
Now I want to ask you this. So this has been up here since I started. I'm going to show it to the camera. This is a little Christmas ornament, a little Christmas tree ornament, a little model of the Little White Schoolhouse. Now I've
aren't those cute? Yes, I love those.
It says information on the back. You can't really see it on the camera, but. Were these something that were made as a fundraiser?
They were. So that was made by one of our members of Valley Historical Society named Barbara Edwards. Barb Edwards made those. She makes very neat craft things. You'll often see she at the little gift store in Valley. She'll have different mugs and things. So she always makes Little White Schoolhouse mugs for us. That was one of the original kind of craft items that she would make for. That's how I actually got involved in the project, is because I went to the Valley Craft Fair for the Christmas Bazaar, and they were selling the Little White, and I said, "Oh, what is this?" And then, "These are so cute." And so I bought one, and I said, "What is the Little White Schoolhouse? Where is it?" And Jackie Frank says, "It's right up there. It's I think in our kind of school time, I went to school in Chewila, but people that went to school in Valley or that were familiar with the Valley campus would call it the Eagle's Nest." I think because it wasn't used for the classroom purposes for quite a while, but the basement was used as a locker room for a time, and so that's kind of what people would call it, in sports, like, the Eagle's Nest. So,
so did you put it on a basement again?
It is not, no. So the our movers, it was an interesting process. They took it off of the foundation and had to kind of maneuver it they're very skilled at what they do. So they moved it down to the fairgrounds, and since it's on flat ground, where it was built on the school grounds, it was kind of on a hillside slope. So where we moved it to was on flat ground. So we have kind of a underneath crawl space, but it's flat foundation.
Yeah.
So yep.
Yeah, a lot of people went out and watched that.
It was
that moving.
Quite the,
yes,
it
really
was quite the event, and it was during COVID, so it was kind of like, there were no parades that year really, and not a lot of events, so it was kind of like a exciting thing, to come out and watch that year, especially because there weren't a lot of community events going on at all at that time. So
kind of a very slow moving parade.
Very, yes. They had to drop the power lines. We had Vista was involved, CenturyLink was involved, and so it was very interesting. It was quite the
But who got to stand outside the door and throw candy at people passing by?
We didn't do that.
That's the job I would have wanted. I don't know. They probably wouldn't let you do that. Stand on the back of the trailer throwing candy at people.
Not.
Especially if people are just walking by, not really paying attention. Yeah.
As a side note, it is against it. There's a state law you can't throw candy in a parade.
What?
Yeah. We for Chautauqua Parade, we threatened to, fine people. You can walk along the route.
You can walk along and hand to the sides.
Hand to the side.
Oh, you can hand,
better,
but you can't throw
but
it
you
at
can't
the audience.
throw it because of children that have run out and either got run over by a horse or a tractor or something.
Yeah.
So it is, it's a law.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a kid, that was like the best part. Was you stand there with your arms up and they throw candy at you and try not to get hit in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a fun one. So what are the future plans now? What are we looking at doing with this little white schoolhouse? I know you touched on it a little bit, but
yeah. So we're gonna have quite a few. It's a small space, but we're gonna get as many historic items in there as we can. Local historical items. We've already had quite a bit donated to us already, which is very nice and exciting. So we're gonna be working on getting the displays set up. We actually already have a little. It's very cute. It's similar to the little schoolhouse miniature that Barb Edwards made. Orla Colvin is our art director, and she actually made us a little bit bigger than that model of the schoolhouse so that we can actually, it's very cute. We're going to have a antique piano that's going to be in there.
Nice.
That's local and a lot of different items. So we can actually move around the little, the little items in the miniature schoolhouse.
So does the roof come off?
Yes. It does. So you can have a kind of an aerial view of everything. And then there's a kind of a little back area that's going to be our office as well. So we can kind of play around with how we want to set up the office, how we want to set up the exhibits, where we're planning to have the art exhibits. We've kind of called it the artist nook. So we're going to kind of play around with where the artist nook will work in regard to where the exhibits will be. And then we're still in the planning phase of this, but we'll probably have different sections that are different themes.
Mm-hmm.
So the railroad is a big part of a lot of this area, especially Valley. That's kind of what got Valley started and established.
Well, they have that nice little park that's kind of railroad
that's themed, yes, with the caboose and everything. So that'll be a great tie-in. And farming and agriculture, mining, just a lot of different, different themes like things that were in the home. So we'll have a lot of different, hopefully quite a variety of different themes, in the schoolhouse. So we won't have a lot of room to work with, but we probably will also rotate exhibits so that we can, have things be showcased, at different times, and we're
very cool.
We're excited to get to that point.
And because I'm a child, I would like to know: have you made little action figures of yourselves for your little model schoolhouse?
No, but we should. That would be very cute.
And keep in mind, these are action figures, not dolls. I'm just saying.
If you're offering, Chuck, I could send you a picture of all of us, and
Well, you could do that now. You can go get yourself scanned and have little action figures made of yourself.
Well, that would be very cute.
Yeah.
And you might be able to work out something with the Chihuahua Museum and trade and displays.
Oh, that's an idea.
And you can. You know how they have traveling ones from other places.
That's true. Yeah, we definitely want to keep networking with all of the local museums, and we've been involved with the Heritage Network too, which is kind of all of the. Jackie and I used to go to the meetings, and then just haven't been able to the last couple of years. But it's a collection of all of the museums that meet at different places around the county. So it's really neat. There's a lot of great historical resources in this area. So
yeah,
I
like that. I'm excited to see what you guys do.
Thanks.
And so for the roof, so the current roof is it leaking? Is this?
It is not. Thank goodness. Okay. And it's at such a steep pitch, I don't think that we really will have that as a concern. However, it'll be nice to, get the roof replaced and not have to at all worry about that. So,
right. Because is this the original roof that was on it before it was moved?
No,
Or
actually,
not original, obviously, but
there's layers. There's layers of going down to the original. So
like
the metal
onions
roof
have layers.
Yeah, exactly. It goes all the way down to I think I heard there was 3 layers, and the original shingles is what's on the bottom-most layer. So probably cedar shingles, from the early 1900s when it was built.
what kind of materials are they looking to replace it with? Something modern?
We're going to go with metal.
Okay.
Oh, good idea with snow.
With the snow, and it's kind of its little signature look, the white building with the green roof. That's kind of our, that's kind of our signature look, kind of light green, sage green. So I think that's our play in. And so, yeah, it'll really make it pop when it's, because the green is pretty faded, especially on one side of the schoolhouse.
Okay.
So that'll be, and we do have a Facebook, I already said that. We do have a GoFundMe also. Is it okay if I read off the GoFundMe link?
Yeah, please do.
So that's a lot of times, it's some people prefer to mail in donations, and that's fine too. So checks would be needed to be made out to Valley Historical Society. And then our address is P.O. Box 393, Valley, Washington, 99181. Our GoFundMe, Help Us Raise the Roof, organized by Phyllis Slayton, our publicist. So that link is gofund.me/F557FDEC.
Okay.
And then, and that's also on our Facebook. We've been posting that a bit. So that link is either through that direct link, through that address, or on our Facebook. And we can also receive, we have a nonprofit PayPal set up. So for nonprofits, it's actually called PayPal Giving, but it's the same thing as PayPal. So we can also receive donations through PayPal, and that's set up through our original email, which is littlewhiteschoolhouse@yahoo.com. So those are the different ways of donating.
Do you have any activities planned? For donations and
we always have an open schoolhouse during the fair. So we, of course, we already did that for this year. In the past, we've been involved with different holiday events. I don't know if it's kind of tricky because it's like we're so busy with restoration that that it's hard to do the events. But at the same time, it's nice to have those events and talk to people about the project.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to give more if you see something in person.
Yes.
Are there lots of pictures on your Facebook?
Yes.
So that you can actually see it without going out there. You can see all the pictures.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Lots
I
of
read
pictures.
your articles in the Silverado about it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
very interesting. I always look at the picture and
it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the fundraiser. What is your fundraising goal, and where are you sitting right now?
So we are, for this stage, we are trying to raise $40,000.
Okay.
We're at about $10,000 towards that goal. Also, for pictures on our Facebook, I've always wanted one of those thermometers that show your progress. So we have one now, and it's great. So it's, it's climbing, it's pretty low on and that, those goals are, it's like we're kind of taking each stage. So obviously we've been through the moving stage, the beginning stages of restoration where we've replaced the windows to go back to the original large size windows. At some point in its history, they went to the kind of little modern window. So we definitely, that was one of the first things we did, was go back to the larger, more kind of that traditional one room schoolhouse style, and we could actually see the outlines of the windows, so we knew exactly where the placement of the old windows were.
Okay.
So anyway, so we're past all of those phases, and for those of you that heard too, and it's also different pictures and stuff are on our Facebook, but we were chosen in 2022, at the end of 2022, last year, by Lowe's as for the Hometown Heroes program. So they literally brought a giant truck filled with goodies for us.
How fun.
And filled up the schoolhouse. It was so cool. Yeah, with mostly drywall, insulation, materials for installation of those. And so our restoration team, right before fair time, actually, they got all of that installed. And now they're working on the mudding and taping kind of long and tedious process. So that's where we're at right now with the inside restoration. So, but yeah, we're
nice.
Once we raise the funds for the roof, we'll do the roof and some of the interior finishing. That's what we'll cover. That's what will be covered in the $40,000. And then, of course, prices are always changing, and fundraising takes as long as it takes, so it's hard to say. But probably another $40,000 or $50,000 will get us there after that for the exterior finishing work, and different things like the lighting inside and the display. Getting everything ready for the displays inside. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. It's doable, but we definitely have a ways to go, but we're getting there. We're hoping that over the winter, with the GoFundMe, the different ways to donate online, or, sending in a check. Yesterday was actually Giving Tuesday.
It was.
Which is becoming more, it's kind of become, I think it's a pretty new campaign that they started a couple years ago, but it's really starting to catch on. It's not the only day to give, but it's kind of a nice reminder for year-end donations to any of our local nonprofits. They're tax-deductible donations, and so it's kind of a nice end-of-the-year reminder.
And speaking of, KCHW is putting together our wish list right now for some things that we're needing here at the station.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah. So curiously, what kind of heat does the little schoolhouse have?
We have the initial setup for a split unit heat pump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the way most people are going nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, so we'll have the heating and the cooling.
Mm-hmm.
I put one of those in my house a couple of years ago. My electricity bill during the hottest month of the summer went up about $20.
Really?
Yeah. Super efficient units. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At least the one I got. I got a smaller one, but I have a small house, so
Yeah.
But and it's not very efficiently insulated either. So that's even working against that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because original schoolhouses would have had wood heat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because my mom talked about banking the coals so that when she came back in the morning, she could start the fire again.
Big job. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and chopping wood and all that. If you were the teacher, you chopped the wood, or you got the coal if you had a coal furnace. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, and you had to come in, everything was freezing cold. No, thank you.
And we think scraping our car windows is hard,
Yeah.
I was watching videos about pioneers and stuff the other day, and the stuff they had to go through, and it was just part of their everyday life. And I don't like the cold. I'm a wuss when it comes to the cold, and I couldn't even imagine.
But realistically, whatever happens to us is not any worse than pioneers. It's just a different kind. Now, they had oxen die on their way out or something. Yeah. I've had a hot water heater die when I didn't have any money. Maybe that's a bigger luxury, but it's still that anxious feeling and that anxiety that you have because you can't do something.
Well, that's the part that's real, no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess, just based on our base comfort level, and anything to interfere with that is stressful. Yeah.
Well, and we're all up in arms if a family lives less than our standard, without water or without electricity or whatever. And 100 years ago, everybody did.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got to say, we have our main closet, like in the hallway, that, it has our water heater in it. And that, to me, is like a big stressor. It works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just taking up our only closet in the house.
Ours went out not too long ago, and I, all of a sudden, the next day I realized, hey, there's a reset button. So I went down and took off this little cover and reset it, and it's been fine. It's been like 2 years, and I talked to the plumber that I have used, and I told him, I almost called you because the hot water tank went out. And he goes, did you do the reset button? And I said, yes, I did.
Nice.
I keep hoping ours goes out so I can put one of those little tankless ones in our laundry room.
But well, you could do that anyway,
I know. But it's one of those, if it's not broke, don't fix it things.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
that's true. That's true.
Paying money to fix something that works just fine is a bit much. But
Yeah.
Our president, when you were talking about the stove, the old-fashioned stoves, so he actually got me into metal detecting as well, but he's been metal detecting and bottle digging. I actually did an article about that in the Silverado a while back. But it's really interesting because he'll find some very, very interesting historical items that are buried, in the dirt. Yeah. And so he's gotten permission to go to different school sites because there were a lot of old one-room schoolhouses back around the turn of the 1900s because people were either getting there on foot or by horse, and so having one in their kind of close neighborhood. So like even in the Valley area, there was like probably 5 or 6 different schoolhouses in different areas at one time. So Jesse has metal detected at some of those spots in the area, and he's almost always will find pieces of those wood stoves.
Oh, really?
And it's really neat because they're really like decorative. They have kind of those like Victorian swirly patterns on them, and so it's fun to find things like that.
I got a metal detector early this spring, and
cool.
The first thing we found in our yard was an antique waffle iron.
Ooh, interesting.
So I don't understand how things get under the ground.
I know, and it was like a foot underground. It was an antique cast iron.
Do people bury them?
Yeah, like trash. So it's like I think sometimes they'd have like trash piles, or Jesse has told me, which this is so funny to me, a lot of times he'll find tons of stuff if he can find where the outhouse hole was. He will find. I don't know if people just threw things in there or what. I guess so.
Yeah,
but that's where he'll find a lot of stuff.
That's the thing that's actually big amongst metal detectors. You find where the outhouses used to be.
He's got a way to find it too, and then he just finds tons of things in there. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Before modern trash collection services, a lot of people their outhouse doubled as their trash dump.
It kind of makes sense. And now 100 years later, it's not gross or anything.
No, that's all dissolved. All the germs are gone. It's sanitary.
It's just dirt, dirt and so it's an interesting. Interesting hobby for sure.
And if you did that, you'd have to move your outhouse every once in a while because it'd fill up with trash.
Right. But back in the day,
maybe so.
They didn't have as much trash as we have nowadays.
Oh, that's probably
true. They didn't go to the grocery store. They didn't have all the packaging.
Yeah.
That's
all
true.
The plastic.
Things lasted so much longer too. Things would last a very long time.
A lot of things like the chicken bones and stuff that would get thrown in there will biodegrade.
Disintegrate eventually. Right.
And you bought things that were packaged different, like flour was packaged in a bag.
Right.
And you would reuse that fabric.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
For something, so you didn't throw away a bag.
We have a quilt top that was started during the Depression from flour sacks.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's not finished, but it's hand stitched and it's all it's not, it's just the top part, but our goal is someday to finish it. It's in a shoebox.
Well,
Very
you just
cool.
need to get it out and get going on it amongst all your other things that you do.
Good winter project, probably, right?
The coolest thing about that waffle iron we found is that it was underneath a stone, and we have a creek that runs through our backyard, and I've been wanting to put a walkway from the back door to the creek, like a stone walkway. We found a walkway from the back door to the creek buried about a foot underground.
Oh my gosh.
And it was these big, beautiful stones that the waffle iron was underneath the stones, and we pulled out this one big, beautiful stone, and I'm like, I wonder if there's another one, and I kept going along with this stick, this big metal rod.
Yeah.
And kept finding them. They go all the way to my house. I haven't dug the rest of them up yet, but yeah.
How
it's
fun. That's
stuff,
a cool discovery. Yeah, very cool.
So anything else you want to let us know about for the schoolhouse?
That basically covers it right now, yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, you're more than welcome to stick around with us and have fun while we finish up the show.
Okay.
We're going to cut things off a little early today because Sharon's got to get off to somewhere. But we are going to go ahead and keep going. We're going to do our celebrity birthdays today. Sharon, are you there, or do you want me to do it?
You better go ahead because now it says I have to check in and give your PIN number.
Oh, no. My PIN number?
Yeah, that's what it said, so it went to sleep, I guess.
So director Joel Cohen is 69. Howie Mandel, the comedian, he's 68.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, I actually got to meet. Oh, I didn't really get to meet him. I was selling beer at the Alaska State Fair, and he was doing a concert, and he pulled me up on stage.
Oh, really?
And
wow.
Because I was interrupting his show by selling beer, and he pulled me up on stage for about 10 minutes of his act just to get me keep me from distracting his audience.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Tom Sizemore, 62. Andrew McCarthy, 61. Don Cheadle from all the Marvel movies is 59. I almost hit him with my car once, but I'm not going to get into that. Jonathan Knight of New Kids on the Block is 55. Gina Lee Nolan from Sheena and Baywatch, 52. Brian Bumgardner from The Office, 51. Anna Faris from Mom and Scary Movie is 47 years young. And then Lauren German from Lucifer and Chicago Fire is 45.
I may know some of those by sight, but I didn't know one of them. That's what happens when you're old.
You know, one of these days we're gonna do like a celebrity trivia with you.
That'd be fun.
And see
and I'll lose
see
terribly.
if we can get you to guess. There's one of my favorite things in the world. There's an actress. Her name is Tig Notaro. She's a comedian, and she's a celebrity. She's famous. She knows lots of people, but she is terrible. She doesn't watch movies. She doesn't watch TV, and she's terrible at recognizing celebrities, even though she is one herself. And she actually has a talk show where people come on and she tries to guess who they are. Absolutely hilarious. So yeah, so we're gonna do something like that with you, Sharon. Here's the PIN number for that, Sharon, while you're over there. So it happened today, 1972. That is when Atari announced the game Pong. 1972. I thought that was closer to the 80s. 1975, the name Microsoft for microcomputer software was first used in a letter from Bill Gates to Paul Allen. Ooh, that's history. 1984, a 14-ounce spider monkey named Miss Baker died at age 27 of... I'm not going to do that. She was the first... She was the first monkey to travel into space. She made it to 27 years old. In 1959, she was sent to space, and she made it to... She lived to 1984.
But she was only 14 ounces. Isn't that little small? I mean,
that
a pound is
real little, yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always dreamed of having a pet monkey, but I'm assuming they're probably not as cute as they seem.
Maybe it's supposed to say pounds.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's a typo. Yeah.
And there's probably rules about different kinds of animals like that.
Well, I hear some people they have like guide dogs. Only they have monkeys that are trained to do like tasks and stuff for disabled people. Yeah,
kind of like the old organ grinder.
Yeah,
who the monkey went out and got money from everybody.
So in this one sounds fun. In 1998, U.S. patent 4,787,160 was issued to Lawrence Balsamo of Roselle, Illinois, for his greeting card confetti delivery system. An air suction process that would shower confetti on a person opening a greeting card.
Now, you said 1998, and
1988.
That's what I was going to say. Mine says 1988.
Yeah. We'll get letters for that one for sure.
Yeah.
2004, Godzilla received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Oh no. It's Godzilla. 2012, a new species of freshwater fish was discovered. The new species of darter fish, let's see if I can do this one, Ethiostoma obama, was named after the U.S. President Barack Obama. Interesting.
I guess if you want a fish named after you, you've got to run for office.
Right?
Yeah.
Then in 2020, our current administration announced the first all-female communications team for the White House, which must have been a first. Sharon, take us away to special events.
Rockefeller Center, Christmas tree lighting. Have you ever been to Rockefeller Center? It's really kind of a neat place.
I've seen it on TV.
Yeah. I've not been there in Christmas, but I was there, spent a few weeks in New York in October, but a couple of years ago. It's also Choose Women Wednesday.
Is that like Pokemon?
I don't know.
You. No. God, that was bad. I should have said that. Sorry, women.
Maybe. I don't know. Customer is Wrong Day?
What?
These are pretty crazy. Rice Cake Day.
Ugh. Boring.
Yeah. Chocolates Day. Now that one I could get into. And Lemon Cream Pie Day. I could get into that one too.
I'm not a product endorsement, but there is a seasonal lemon Cheerios out right now.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah, Square Dance Day. We used to have a square dance group that met in Chewelah, and when we first started Chautauqua and in the early days, they would square dance at the football field.
So there is, right now, they're just starting up, I believe. Hold on, it's coming up. What is today? Tomorrow is the first day for the line dancing classes. They're going to be at the Chewelah Senior Center.
Cool. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be 2:30 to 4:30 on Thursdays, starting up this week.
Wow. We didn't mention that in our what's happening. That's a good thing to know.
Great. It is.
Yeah.
Do you have to start at the beginning, or can you just start anytime and join them?
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you can go anytime and join them, because
Okay.
I'm guessing they're just going to be happy to have people show up.
Yeah,
That is very cool.
So yeah,
and tell me that again.
It's 2:30 to 4:30 every Thursday at the Chewelah Senior Center. For more information for that, you can call 936-3097.
Wow.
Yeah. Or I'd imagine just drop by the Chewelah Senior Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
if you don't want to line dance, I bet you could stop by and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, this information is available on the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce calendar.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And then it's Throw Out Your Leftovers Day. I think
It
if you've
is.
had things since Thanksgiving, it is time to
time.
throw them out.
It's time.
We've got that stack of containers on the top shelf that we're like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
time to get rid of them.
The last couple of days I've been heating up things, and then I've been putting some in a dish for each of the two dogs and saying, okay, you're helping me. Eat these.
We had over the weekend our deviled eggs
Oh.
opened the container and decided against it.
Yeah.
And of course I put them back in the fridge. And then later one of the kids dropped said container and the deviled eggs went all over the floor and immediately got gobbled up by one of our small dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Who, I'm not going to go into the rest of the story, but the rest of the weekend was quite unpleasant.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But it is definitely time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the number of the day, 170,000. That is the number of tattoos removed each year by the U.S. in the U.S. I can't even speak, by members of the American Society for Dermatologic Surgery. I can't pronounce words today.
So if those 170,000 people just didn't get a tattoo, they wouldn't have to have them removed.
Right? Or if they weren't quitters, they wouldn't have to have them removed.
Oh.
I think a lot of people get a tattoo without putting thought into it first, because you gotta think this thing through. It can't just be something because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's got to be something, at least personally for me, for my tattoos, I like to make sure they have some sort of meaning behind them that's not going to change.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely no names of like people you're dating or anything like that. That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
It could be multiple. The number might be lower too, because maybe that's less people that had multiple tattoos, and they decided maybe I should have gotten half of these, and they get half of them, right? So maybe it's like 100,000 people with 170,000 tattoos.
Maybe.
Interesting. It makes me want to know more about that statistic.
Maybe people have too many. They just want to clear up space to get a new one.
They're just kind of making more space. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Although I do believe because of the scar tissue that it causes, it's not possible to get a new tattoo over one that you've had removed. I heard that somewhere. I don't know if it's true or not.
Sounds painful also, I'm
It
sure.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks. I like mine. So let's move on. Finally, before we get out of here, let's do the news attack. You got a few minutes, Sharon, or do you need to get going?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and get us started on the news attack, Sharon?
Okay. A study said antioxidants cannot slow aging. So goodbye green tea. Welcome back Budweiser.
I just wanted to hear you say that, Sharon.
Considering I never started that Budweiser and I'm not there. Yeah.
So I forgot to preface this at the beginning. This is the news attack. This is the part of the show where the first part is true.
Oh, yeah.
And the second part is a horribly written joke.
Okay.
Yeah. According to a study, only 4% of the mammals on this planet are wild. All others are domesticated, which is the exact opposite percentage ratio of my family members.
Aha. A researcher found that smokers are more likely to kick the habit if a spouse, friend, coworker, or sibling did. Apparently, it's not easy being stinky on your own.
True. A woman in Finland heard noises outside her home and discovered that a full-grown bear had gotten into her car. Ooh. Yeah, he trashed the interior, but even worse, he adjusted the driver's seat.
Yeah, now go ahead. It went up and now it says, changes you made, leave the site. No, and I can't get it to go over.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to go over here and see if I can cancel that.
Computer problems are fun. So research suggests that even very premature babies benefit from skin-to-skin contact with their parents. But as in their teen years, they still prefer eating dinner in their own room. That was a bad joke. That doesn't even make sense. They still prefer eating in their own room. I don't think so. Are you back with us, Sharon? Or do you want me to finish this
now
out?
it says, oops, something went wrong.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Mother in Germany was fined for scaring her 8-year-old daughter so much about the dentist that she refused to open her mouth. God, no wonder she was terrified. The day before the appointment, the mother took her on a tour of the jackhammer testing plant.
Oh. No.
Oh, no.
What? All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here a little bit early. Sharon's got an appointment to go to. Thank you, Sharon, for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa, for coming today.
Thank you. Yeah, this was fun.
Schoolhouse.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very cool project. It's good to preserve our history around here. We don't, so much of it gets lost to time.
That's right. Preserve it and share it. That's our goals. Yep.
Yeah. So thank you to everyone involved in that project. You can go to, tell us a little bit about where these fundraisers are available.
The fundraisers for the Raise the Roof. Okay, so on our Facebook, so facebook.com/Little White Schoolhouse or facebook.com Valley Historical Society. PayPal is littlewhiteschoolhouse@yahoo.com. And the GoFundMe is on our Facebook.
Very cool. There you go. All right, well, thank you everybody so much for listening. Join us tomorrow. It'll be Alan is not going to be with us tomorrow, so it'll be just Scott and I for a Two Amigo Thursday. So thank you so much for listening. We will see you tomorrow.